welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I am going to be showing you 9 different types of Minecraft parkour. Some of us are pros at this and some of us are noobs, but I'm going to show you most of them so maybe you could practice them in your free time and get much better. Maybe you can even win money in a competition, but I think we should start with the first one. The first one is easily the normal parkour. It is made out of blocks. Warning, I am a noob at parkour, so just gonna say that. Yes, this is block parkour, and it is, wow, I already fell. It is probably the easiest of them all because it is the main parkour, and it's the one that mostly everyone uses. So I think we should move on to the second type of parkour because everyone obviously already knows this one. The next one is ladder parkour. It's easily much harder. I just said easy and hard in the same sentence, but yes, ladder parkour is much more different than block parkour because it is more 2D because you're just going on the same wall and sort of smushing yourself against the same wall. And they're thin things, like ladders are super thin, so they're hard to jump from one to one. I'm sorry, I warned you, I'm bad at parkour. But yes, we all know ladder parkour, and it's definitely not one of the easiest, but it's also not one of the hardest. You can just jump from one to one. I obviously can't. I really need to practice my parkour more. But I think we should move on to the next type of parkour. Major parkour type in this list, the third one is fence parkour. It's harder than block parkour because it's a smaller thing to land on, and it's definitely better to crouch when you land on it because you're more steady and it's easier to grab on. But fence parkour is also not that difficult because it sort of, as you can see, raises you up over the block, so it looks like I'm floating, but that also makes it harder because you might not be used to being so high up on parkour. But yes, fence parkour is not the easiest, but it's also not the hardest. I don't know, should I be saying which ones are easy and which ones are hard? I don't know. Let's move on. Next one you might have guessed would be in this is definitely the iron bar parkour. This one is basically an exact copy of the fence parkour, just much harder because you have a really small area to stand on and you're not raised up as much as on fence parkour. So it's a little different, but it's also not too bad. Let me rephrase that. It's actually pretty hard, but it's not that bad. I think we can all safely say that iron bars are much harder than the first one, block parkour. Let's move on to the next one. Come on. Now the next one on our list is a much more fun than fence parkour and iron bar parkour. It is piston parkour. You just have to go on pressure plate and then right away quickly jump up because it goes right back down. So you just have to quickly go up like this and you make it to the next part. This is also part of piston parkour because it also pushes it out and it's made of pistons. So you can just sort of jump like that. It is a 3-block jump. Not too hard, but like I said, I am not great at parkour. So you can just sort of run across here and move on to the next. Not too difficult. And we already made it to the other side. I feel like I'm getting better, or maybe this is just way too easy. Now the next one is the one that is crashing the server. It is wipeout parkour. It's not exactly parkour, but it's definitely good on this list because it's very good to put in obstacle courses. And yes, it really lags stuff. But you can see it pushes you off, maybe right into the void or into lava. I just had a ladder getting back up. But yeah, you can just sort of go this way, and you have to make sure it doesn't push you off because, yeah, this is a lot like the show Wipeout, and it's super fun, but it's also kind of difficult. I really have to destroy this redstone. It is destroying everything, breaking everything on the server. Be gone! Next one on our list, you probably guessed would be in this. It is barrier parkour. It is invisible until you put your cursor on it, so you really have to be careful for where you're jumping. It is impossible to see unless you put your cursor on it. I already said this, but yeah, it's really not too easy. Actually, I kind of changed my mind on that. But barrier parkour is really fun to do. I can even maybe go back if I can find the block. Ah, there it is. But yes, this is definitely one I recommend to put in a parkour map. So yeah, good idea. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one on our list is the parkour that hurts you. If you stand on it, it will start to hurt you, and I already failed the first jump, but if you, oh my gosh. And you can see you have to go super quick or else it will hurt you. So if I just get here, like I was saying, if I just get here, I can even crouch and get rid of what's hurting me. But this is definitely not a pleasant one, and unless you crouch on the magma, everything will hurt you. And the cacti will hurt you no matter what. So you really have to be careful on this to make sure you don't die. Let's move on to the next one. Hopefully it's more pleasant than this. As you can see, when we move to the last one on our list, it looks a lot like block parkour. But you can see there's a 5-block jump here, so you can probably guess that when you stand on certain blocks, you get speed, which definitely changes how parkour works a lot. You can even make some other blocks, maybe create jump boost or blindness. And maybe I should make a parkour map with things like this. But you can see I just made a 5-block jump on this green concrete because I used commands to make it so it gives me speed whenever I'm on it. And you can see I can just make it right across here easily, which is a big surprise because I'm terrible at all jumps. But this is definitely a fun one. I hope you like this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more of these videos that you guys like. And I think that'll be it for today. There's nothing else to say. Oh wow, that rhymed. I'm terrible at parkour. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!